Hi guys, a very good evening to all of you. Once again, welcome to an evening with Srinivas from BYJU'S. My friends, in this particular session, we're going to talk about one of the sections called Quantitative Ability, which is basically your maths in the exam, which is MAHCT. So it's a Maharashtra CET Common Entrance Test. We're going to talk about this particular session today, or rather section today. We are going to look at what happened in this section over the last 3 to 4 years, what could be expected, what should we expect right now in the upcoming exam, what kind of questions, where is the weightage actually coming from, and what are the types of questions? Are they easy? Are they difficult? We're going to look at all of this, and of course, I have a bunch of questions which I've put in the PPT over here, which will help you solve the previous year's papers. Right? So once again, thanks Ashish. Good to hear from you too. I remember this name Roosters. Last time also I said Mr. Rooster, bhai, kaun ho aap? Naam to bataiye. Please tell me your name. Sanu, hello. Ravi Yadav, hello. Well, guys, so let's start off by understanding this particular topic, or rather this particular section. Okay, so that's what I have for the agenda. We're going to take a look at the previous year question papers. When I say question papers, I'm not going to look at all the questions, of course. I'm talking about the breakup of what happened in the last 4 years, 18, 19, 20, and 21. 21 is a very, very nice story. I'll spend about a minute or so about the 21. It's a crazy paper. I'll talk about it. Understanding the topic-wise breakup. This is important for us because you're all preparing, I'm sure, for quant, but we need to understand what could be, what is the weightage, where the questions coming from. So breakup is what is required. अच्छा, बंदे को संकेत कहते हैं. Hi Sanket, that's very nice. Good. It's great if you can come with your own name, my friend. ये rooster निकाल दो भाई, if it's possible from next time onwards. Laukik, hello to you too. Right. So we are also going to look at the difficulty level. We will try to understand the difficulty level, and in fact, to understand the difficulty level, I have few questions. We will solve questions. So guys, hold on till the end. I'll not make it a long session, probably an hour, 15 minutes. But I'll quickly go through what I want to say in the beginning, and we will jump into the problem solving directly. Okay. Okay, then we have a good number of questions. So what could be the good number of attempts? Now again, I will not say 40 crore, 30 crore, 20 crore. That's not what I'm looking at. I will give you a simple track. If you are a person who's attempting or trying to get to an 80 percentile, if you are a person who's trying to get a 90 percentile, or somebody who's getting at a 99 percentile, depending upon what level you are, I'm going to give you a good number of questions and what time you should take to attempt these questions. Okay, and of course we have actually not few, I have a lot of examples, in fact 24 questions here. So let's see how many of the 24 we'll be able to solve. Okay, so let's start off with the number of questions, the breakup broadly in the last 4 years, starting from 2018. Now 2018, and this is a nice trend you can see here, pure quant, which is arithmetic, algebra, modern math, geometry, these kind of topics. There were 24 questions in 2018 and 26 questions in DI. DI, this is not including LR, this is pure DI. DI, basically, I have a breakup of DI also. So here you'll notice that these are table-based, chart-based, pie charts, linear graphs, line graphs, whatever else it is. All these are based on your DI. Okay. In 2019, you can see slowly the quant increased a little bit and DI decreased a little, and that trend kept continuing. The quant is increasing, your DI is decreasing. In fact, 2021, they were about 36 to, again, these numbers are based on, see guys, MHCT, what you need to understand is the paper is not given out. So unlike CMAT or other exams like CAT, we don't have the actual paper. It is based on memory. One problem with MHCT, not problem, one of the difficulties in the paper, recreation of the paper is you have all the 200 questions jumbled up. You have one math, one English, one logic, it's all jumbled up. So it becomes difficult for students also to come back and tell us what exactly happened in the paper. In fact, this year I am writing, so when I write and my colleagues write, we distribute it section wise, so we make sure that we focus only on our section. For example, I will take up quant, I'll try to remember all the quant questions, 50 quant questions. वैसे मेरी याददाश्त इतनी अच्छी नहीं है, but I'll try my best. So 2 of us go or 3 of us go to try to memorize, so that redundancies are created, but then fine, we will try to collate all questions together and come up with the 50. Similarly, logic ke liye faculty go and try to do that. So we will be able to give you a good analysis this year. But last year, basically, this is based on, again, memory-based paper only. So last year, 2021, there were 3 slots. This exam was conducted in 3 slots. Different papers were given out in all the 3 slots. So I'll talk a little bit about what happened then, what happened in 2021 a little bit later. But yeah, we can see that the number of questions of DI has come down drastically. There was 4 years back, 26 questions. You are now less than half of that. Okay, so but then I don't expect the trend to continue, saying I don't expect less than 10 questions in DI. So one takeaway from this is I expect this to be continuing either 12 or 15 in that range. I don't expect it to be lower than that, not much lower than that. It makes sense to give 2 sets of DI, which in my opinion is a decent level as far as this exam goes. Okay, but then you can see most of the questions now are tilted towards the quant section. So we'll take a look at what are these 38 questions or these 32 questions, which topics have they come up from. Okay. By the way, guys, jumbled paper aayega is bar. Ankit, expect the worst. So this is what I've learned. There's a saying, okay, about pessimists. So what if I'm a pessimist? Half the times I'm always right. The other half I'm pleasantly surprised. So the whole idea is expect the worst, prepare the best you can, but go there expecting the worst. Be a pessimist when you're going to the exam. And I'm saying be a pessimist in terms of paper. Don't lose your confidence. But when the paper is easy, you'll be happy. If the paper is tough, you're anyway expecting it. That's the whole idea. But when you're preparing, you prepare the best possible way. Okay, so keep that in mind. Always, I prepare the best that I can, but when I go to an exam, I don't expect an easy paper at all. I will always expect a difficult paper. While I know what to do for an easy paper, I will always expect a difficult paper. If it is a difficult paper, well, I'm not surprised. If it is an easy paper, of course I'm surprised, but I'm pleasantly surprised. I'm going to be happy about it. That's the attitude that you need to take forward. Okay, was it 6 slot, Ashish? Okay, fine. 3 into 2, I guess. Yes. Anyway, so let's go ahead and take a look at what happened in the quant section last year and the last few years. So if you look at the breakup of quant, you can clearly see that there are certain type of questions that have come repeatedly. Okay. Okay, Aditi Verma is saying, is it a fact like when paper pattern is section wise, cutoff gets high, or is it just doesn't matter how the pattern is? Aditi, when the paper pattern is section wise, yes, cutoff will get slightly better. I'll tell you the reason. When the paper pattern is, so let us say I'll give you 10 questions of English, 10 questions of maths, 10 questions of LRDI, and I'll give you only 30 minutes. So what do? You know if you are good in maths, you'll straight away go to 10, these 10 in the middle, because you know section wise hai, you don't have to search for it, all 10 are there, so you will not waste time. When they're all jumbled up, you'll start spending time reading everything. That will take a little bit of time, even if it takes 3-4 minutes away from you, because there are 200 questions. 200 questions, you have to search what you want. That will take a little bit of time. Therefore, that will decrease the number of questions you can attempt. Same 30 questions, if I jumble it up and give it to you in 30 minutes, you will not get the same score. You will get slightly lower score. So yes, technically, theoretically, you are right what you're saying. And I'm pretty sure, I'm pretty positive that if you compare exams which are sectional wise divided and exams which are jumbled up, you will get higher marks in a section wise divided exam. Jumbled up exams will have slow, I'm not saying too much of difference, probably 1 or 2 question ka difference aayega. That's about 3-4 minutes of time wasted for you. Paper कौन direct करेगा? What does it mean? बंदे मेरे क्या मतलब है इसका? Direct कौन करेगा मतलब? What do you mean? Fine, let's go ahead. But before we go ahead, guys, once again, a reminder, please subscribe to our channel. If you like my video, click on the like button right now and also click on the bell notification, because we have a lot of MHCT sessions coming your way and a lot more sessions for CAT also coming your way, CAT 2022 if you're planning on it. So be there, you will be notified about all of these sessions. Anyway, let's take a look at what are these areas which which took up the, the mother load of all of these questions. If you look at, yes, arithmetic, 2018, say, look at what happened. The arithmetic just kept increasing. Leave this, I'll tell you why I'm asking you to leave 2021. This is an aberration. This is a crazy year. I'll tell you what happened in quant in 2021. So, isko hata do. This is an aberration, but this is a trend you need to follow. 2018, 19, and 20. So, arithmetic, very clearly, they have been increasing the number of questions. So, do not be surprised if the paper this year is arithmetic heavy. 30 questions aayenge, 20 questions aayenge, doesn't matter. The bottom line is be prepared for arithmetic. And in arithmetic, you're talking about your simple interest, compound interest, time and distance, time and work. Guys, I don't know how many of you realize this. One of the faculty members who wrote the exam last year in one of the slots, I don't remember which slot, came out and said there were 10 questions on time and work alone in that slot. Pagalpan hai. I mean, no exam that I know asks for 10 questions from one topic of time and work. Time and work, I understand it's important, but itne sare questions, I mean, a lot of such crazy things happened in the last year, so let's keep it aside. But yeah, anyway, so the bottom line is, yes, arithmetic is the most important topic. You have to prepare this as best as you can, and the most important topics are percentages, ratios, and of course, SICI, averages, and of all these, the highest importance is for time, speed, and distance, time and work. These are the most important within arithmetic, and of course the remaining topics of arithmetic are also equally, I mean, if not equally, at least important, more important than, let's say, an algebra. Okay, so that's one thing. Now the other things that you can talk about, you can look at and see clearly what happened is algebra, pure algebra, a question based on a simple equation or a quadratic equation. Those kind of questions do not come as a standalone. Standalone means directly asking you what are the roots, or so that's kind of questions. But algebra did come to you. I'm not saying algebra did not come. It came to you in a different way. It came to you in this idea of data comparison. So those of you who've written mocks till now will realize that data comparison questions are basically, they'll give you X and they'll give you Y. They'll give you some calculation for X, they'll give you some calculation for Y. And the options are mark A if X is greater than Y, mark B if X is greater than or equal to Y, C if X is less than Y, D if X is less than or equal to Y, and E if it cannot be determined. If you can't determine what is the correct one, A, B, C, D, E. Okay, I think I've covered my, I'll just move a little bit so that you guys can see this. This is what I meant. So these are the 5 options. This is what happens in your data comparison. Now, under this idea of data comparison, the algebra has come. Right? So it's not that quadratic equations has not been asked. Yes, it has been, but it has been asked under this data comparison. So when I say quadratic equation, that's just an example. You will see the type of questions. In fact, I have few examples. You will see that yes, algebra does come in, but not normal algebra. It comes under your data comparison. Now, data comparison comes twice or in 2 different ways. One is algebra-based questions, and the other is, interestingly, calculation-based questions. In fact, MHCT is one of the few exams that I know which asks questions directly on calculation. So normally what happens in a CAT exam or other MBA exams, you will get a question where some information is given and you're required to calculate based on that information. यहाँ पे ऐसा नहीं है. What happens here is you get a straightforward calculation like, okay, 25% of 765 plus 83% of something like this. So what is this answer? That's how the questions are based on calculations, or you can call it approximations. Approximate. So you don't have to give the exact answer. You have to approximate it and come to an answer. Right? In fact, I have 1 or 2 examples about that also. So these kind of questions, you can notice that they have, you have a decent number of questions coming from calculations also. But yes, if you ask me, the highest importance comes for arithmetic. The second highest comes for algebra. If you combine these 2 into 1, it is algebra which is second highest. Now, data sufficiency, 4 years back you got. After that, there were no questions from data sufficiency. And this data sufficiency also came from quant. So it is not a DI based data sufficiency, it was quant, geometry, 3D geometry, 2D geometry, those kind of questions based on data sufficiency have come, but again, not in the recent past. Could be a trend, may not be a trend, I don't know. If you ask me to predict for this, that's I can't close my eyes and say ye hone wala hai. Right, because it has come once and 4 years back it has come, it can come. So keep your options open there. But yeah, geometry last year was a huge number of questions. So again, I don't think it's a trend because usually geometry has been less. Last year, as I said, for various reasons, last year's paper was an aberration. Keep that aside, but you can expect geometry probably 1 or 2 questions. Again, it's not as high as probably an algebra or an arithmetic in terms of importance, but modern math, yes, I will place modern math, and in fact, not modern math, I will place number theory. Number theory, numbers, LCM, HCF, factors, those kind of questions, last digit, reminders, these kind of questions as my 3rd important topic. Then I'll probably put modern math as my 4th important topic. And of course, approximations, purely based on approximations, only 7 questions have come in 2020. But again, ये approximations है कभी this kind of questions are anyway pushed into calculation also, because they'll say x is they'll give you a simplified value or a statement, you have to simplify it. Y, they'll give you another statement, you have to simplify it and compare the simplified value. So because that if you notice, approximation, the 7 number of questions have come only in 2020, and they started pushing these questions into your data calculations or data comparison within calculation itself. You'll see what I mean when I show you the examples. So yes, bottom line, first is arithmetic, most important for sure, without fail. All of you should prepare on this. In that, time and distance, time and work are the most important topics. Once this is done, the second most important is algebra, simple algebra. Don't get into complex algebra at all. Simple equations, what do you call your quadratic equations, not even polynomials, simple equations, linear equations, quadratic equations, a little bit of inequality, a little bit of let's say special equations, that's more than sufficient. Modulus, step function, don't even go for that. Okay, they ask basic algebra. They are not going to make it very complicated for you. Not even logarithms. I mean, if you have time, that's logarithms, but agar time nahi hai aapke paas, if you don't have time to prepare, at least focus on your simple equations, linear equations, that is, quadratic equations to a certain extent, inequalities to a certain extent, basic inequalities, that should suffice as far as your algebra is concerned. And then of course, practice a lot of calculation. There's no calculator, by the way, guys. You will not have an on-screen calculator. You have to do everything using a paper and pen. So be fast in your calculations, practice. You don't have to get into Vedic maths kind of calculations at all. But yeah, jo bhi kar rahe ho, approximate karna seekh lo thoda bahut, and calculation. So we'll see the questions that I have. I'll show you without doing any tricks. I'll just show you simply how can you get your answer. I never use tricks because the trick can be used if the question is made in a particular way. But we will look at the basic process which will fasten your calculations without by-hearting too many things. Okay? I have some questions coming. श्रीकांत, अगर आप पेपर सेट कर रहे हो तो सबको बांट लो भाई. Yeah, that's fine. I think I have, yeah, that's all. There is no other question coming my way. Right. Geometry, don't focus too much on geometry. Very few questions have been asked in the past. Last year was an aberration, as I said, but basic properties of square, rectangle, basic properties of triangles, if you know these things, that should be enough. Don't go too much into depths of circle and things like that. Basic circle समझ लो, chord क्या होता है, diameter क्या होता है, radius क्या होता है, alternate segment theorem, basic things, that's enough. You don't have to go too much into cyclic quadrilaterals and things related to that. Basic रखो, simple रखो, उसमें हो जाएगा तुम्हारा काम, तो फिर ठीक है. Okay, so that's the breakup as far as your quant is concerned. Let's take a look at what happened in the DI. DI is interesting. There are two topics which have consistently come. If you notice the two topics, questions based on table. A table will be put in front of you and questions based on the table. This is one type of question which has always come. And the second is pie chart based question. So it looks as if they love these two types of questions. And the important part is your DI consists of 6 questions in a set. Okay, quite high. Ek set crack kare ho, you'll get 6 questions or 6 questions for one set. So that's one of the advantages in DI. You know what is happening. So usually what happens is when you take a set of only 4 questions, once you finish this set, you'll have to go to a new set, fresh data comes your way, again new way of thinking. So you will have to spend a little bit more time again. But here the advantage is 6 questions for the same set of data that is given to you. While I understand that each question might require separate calculation, at least the data points are the same. The story is the same. You don't have to waste your time reading a new set of story points or new things about in your data. So one suggestion is, if you like DI, if you like a little bit of calculations, I would say give preference to these DI questions over your quant. Again, as I said, this is not a hard and fast rule. Understand yourself. If you like calculations, for example, I don't mind calculations. I'm okay with it. I'll not say great, but I'm okay with it. If you are a person like me who do not hate it, but you are okay, you can kar lenge, kaam nikal denge. In that kind of a case, do not miss your DI, because this will give you the maximum score for the minimum time you're going to put in. Maximum score output for minimum time. That's what your DI gives you. Okay, keep that in mind. Okay, so the DI, as I said, the weightage has been going down, but I expect 12 to 15 again this year. And you can see, make sure that you have sufficient practice on pie charts and tabular based questions. All right. Next, let's take a look at what should be an average score for you. What should be a good number of attempts? So guys, as I said, I'm broadly categorizing. I'm not saying you are good or bad. Look at this, look at what I have put over here. What I'm talking about is, are you good in maths or not? I'm not talking about you overall at all. See, some of us, in fact, there are people who can get 140s, 150s and poor in one subject. Does not mean that they are bad, because 140 is a damn good score. 165 is a topper score, 165, 166. That's the rank number 1 or the topper score. So there are people who can get 130s, 140s with one subject being poor. So I'm talking about whether you are good, average or poor in only maths. Okay, so I'm not talking whether you are 80 percentile, 90 percentile or 100 percentile. I don't care. I'm just talking about, are you good? Do you love maths? Do you like maths? You're okay with maths, or you are, kind of fearful, or, you hate maths or you don't like maths. Either way, these are the 3 basic broad definitions I have. If you are a person who thinks you are good in maths, you like maths, you've been doing maths, then your target out of 50 should be as high as 42 questions. Attempts, 42 attempts. Guys, it is not an easy task. Remember, you have 200 questions and only 150 minutes. Out of these 200 questions, 100 questions are from logic and abstract reasoning. This is not easy, it will take time. Similarly, there are 50 questions from quant and 50 from English. Probably English is the only section that you can finish a bit faster, but all other questions will take time. So doing 42 questions is not easy in maths. So if you are good in maths, 42 should be your attempts. Depending upon your accuracy, you'll get something like 39, 38, 37 corrects. That's okay. If you are attempting 42, you can expect 10% to go wrong. 4 mistakes are okay for you. 4 to 5 max mistakes out of 42. Okay, keep that in mind. Approximately 90% accuracy you should have. That's when you say you are good in maths. Okay, if you are average in maths, you can target 30 to 33 questions. You can target around 30 to 33 questions. English paragraph takes some time. Again, when I say English will take less time, depends on what type of questions you choose. If you say मैं पूरा English paper करने बैठूंगा, then time तो लगेगा ही. But if you are getting into grammar, फटाफट करो निकल जाओ. If you're getting into synonyms, antonyms, basically vocab, answer आता है वरना नहीं आता है, निकल जाओ. That way, if you quickly get through the paper, the English paper will not take too much of time for you, at least these parts. Yes, RC will take time. Jumbles kind of questions might take time, so choose your questions carefully. Okay. Anyway, so if you're an average student, I would say 30 plus questions in maths is doable. Even for average, I'm saying more than 50% is possible because maths is easy. Okay, it is calculation based. If you keep your fear away, अगर आपके दिमाग से आपका डर अगर निकाल के बाहर रख देंगे आप, you will see that you can answer half the paper for sure. If you're an average student in maths, half के ऊपर चला जाएगा. If you're weak, half should be a target. Exactly half. 25 questions is fine. But you will be able to get 25 questions. That's the whole point here. You will be able to solve 25 questions. That is how the easy questions will be spread across. So don't be scared of maths. There are a lot of easy questions. You will see that in the examples that I have. Of course, there are questions which are tricky also. They're traps. But please make sure that the easy questions are not left. Okay? And on an average, whether you're good, bad, or weak, I don't care. You should not spend more than 1 minute. You should not spend more than 1 minute in maths per question. Worst case, 1 minute, 15 seconds. Guys, you don't have the luxury. Okay? If you are attempting 25 questions, 25 minutes, bas, khatam, your math should be over. Guys, remember, especially if you are weak in maths, by spending more time in maths, you're not going to get great marks. Rather, finish your maths section as soon as possible. Maths section means maths questions. As soon as possible, get into the section that you love. Spend more time in the section that you love. Similarly, if you notice, people who like maths, even then I will not say spend 50 minutes because 50 minutes डाल के maths में आपको कुछ नहीं आने वाला है. Stick to 1 minute per question, but yes, 40-45 minutes you can spend. Max 50 minutes you can spend for maths, making sure that you attempt 44-45 questions. 50 minutes is good. Not more than that. Because you have a lot of logic, lot of analytical reasoning coming your way. Do not miss them out because here sectional cutoff नहीं है यहाँ पे. Overall score is what matters. So maximize your scores. That does not mean that you can spend a lot of time in this. Okay. Now this is what happened as far as your percentiles are concerned. So again, I will not read what is there over here. I would recommend that you take a look at what percentile you are looking at and approximately what is the total score that you need. Okay. So look at it. I have put from 70 onwards. 70 ke niche. If you are a student who's looking at less than 70. My friend, then there's a problem. But yes, if you're looking at greater than 70, these are the percentiles that you have and the mapping of scores. Last year ko chhod do. If you look at last 3 years, this is what, in fact, last year overall score did not really change. It is more or less the same. I told you I'll mention what happened or what went wrong in the last year, which I didn't mention. So those of you who are curious, last year, and don't get scared, this is the last year aberration, there was matrix, calculus, crazy questions from high algebra. So these questions have also come in some, no, if you remember here, where was that? Yes, I put 30 questions. This is not in all the slots. There were 1 or 2 unlucky slots. In fact, the first day, 2 slots. It was painful. Trust me when I say this, it was painful for the students. They asked some crazy questions from topics which no other MBA entrance exam asks you. But they have asked. Now, I don't know whether it is design, intentional. I don't know what kind of normalization they can do like this. But it was a poorly administered test in the 6 slots. Because usually when you have multiple slots, for example, a CAT le lo ya NMAT le lo, they try to make sure that the level is more or less same. Yeah, you can't make exactly same level. But yeah, it will be like plus or minus 5%, 10% difference. This was not like that. This was all over the place. There was a slot where algebra questions were like crazily high. There was a slot where arithmetic was crazily high. There was a slot where these kind of questions have come in. All these things happened last year. I don't expect it to happen this year. So don't worry. Last year was an aberration. Do not worry about these topics. Aur agar aa bhi gaya to chhod do. Don't bother. Okay? Right, so anyway, so if you're looking at it, these are the scores. Please take a look at what happened on this, what are the scores, what are the percentiles, how the mapping has happened. I would recommend take the average of them, more or less, you will get the correct values. For example, if you're looking at 85 percentile, kitna chahiye? It keeps varying, but ultimately you know that on an average, you're looking at 80 to 85 marks. This is the 85 percentile range. Okay? Yes, luck to yaar, I will never say I will do everything on my own. Luck will always play a factor. There's no doubt about it. Anything in life, little bit of luck is required. Yes, so I agree that Roosters ji, perfectly well. Yes, luck plays a part. Anyway, well, we'll start off with the questions now. I hope all of you have your pens, papers, or whatever else it is ready. Please take out your pens and papers or pencils and papers. I have the first question coming your way. Let's start off and see. So half an hour I've spoken about what can be expected in the quant. Before we move on, anybody has any questions quickly? Anybody has any particular question related to the exam? do ask me before we move on. And before we move on, once again, a quick request. Please click on the subscribe button if you are not subscribed to our channel. Click on the like button for this video, guys, if you want more sessions from me, as well as click on the bell icon, notification icon. We have a lot of sessions planned for you. Please be aware of them. All right, no questions coming my way. So let's start off with the first question. This is a 6-set tabular information, tabular data interpretation question. 6 questions, one after the other. We'll take up very, very quickly. Start with it. I'll give you 60 seconds for each question to solve and give me the answer. Okay, so this information is over here. Please read the information. All right, that's it. Now the first question. This is the first question. 60 seconds. Time starts now. Ashish has given an answer. 10 seconds. 1 minute should be the time for this kind of a question, not more than that. Okay, so that's 60 seconds. Time up. Correct answer is option C. That's very good. Dharmi, Thakkar and Ashish L. Awesome, guys. Let's take a very quick look at how to solve this. So what is said, savings percentages are given, overall total salary per month is given. They are just asking us average monthly expenses of C, D and E. Expense chahiye hame. So C, 10% is a saving, so 90% of 50,000, 45,000 is the expense. What about D? 25, so 45,000, just write 45K. Okay, then you have D. D is 25,000, uska 3/4. So 25,000 into 3 by 4. What is this? 4 6 are 24, 4 2 are 8, 2 are 8, 4 5 are 20. So 6250 into 3. Again, quick calculation. 6,000 into 3 is 18,000. 250 into 3 is 750. So it is 18,000. So 45,000, 18,750. Then the third calculation. E. 30% is savings, so 70% is your expense, so 70% of 30,000, 7 3s are 21,000. Done. Iska average, so 0, 5, 7, 8, 9, 4, 1, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 84,750 divided by 3. 3 2s are 6, 3 8s are 24, 3 2s are 6, 3 5s are 15, 28,250. If you notice, explaining also did not take me 1 minute. But this question, ideally you should do it in 35, 40 seconds, 45 seconds. If you are slow in calculations, then 1 minute. Okay, so this kind of a question is what you need to come up with, or rather pick up and do. Now remember, there are certain questions which will take time, I agree. You don't have to do that. Please remember, just because there are 6 questions does not mean that you have to do all 6. 4 easy hai, 4 kar lo, 2 difficult hai, chhod do bhai. Why do you have to do everything? Okay, let's move on. Next question. 60 seconds again, time starts now. By the way, do not use calculators. Right now, aap ghar pe baithe ho, you can use calculators, but please don't do that because in the exam you are not allowed to. So follow how the exam is. Do this in 60 seconds. Eunice, that's what I'm trying to do over here, but I would not call tricks. I don't like the word tricks. Tricks are to trick you. I'm not here to trick you. Right, Sanu, Ashish, Dharmi, all of you have given the answer. Let's see what the correct answer is. The 1 minute is not yet over. 20 more seconds. Bhai, ye share market king kaun hai? Mr. Share Market King, can you please tell me your name? All right, 1 minute is up. The correct answer is option A. So monthly expense of D monthly expense, we just calculated in the last slide. What was it? 18,750. That is the expense of D, right? So don't calculate again, use the information. So 18,750 is what percentage of the monthly salary of B? B is 40,000. So clearly 50% is 20,000. So my answer is just less than 20,000. So this is not my answer. How much is it? So remember, 40% if I want to calculate, 40% of 40,000 is 16,000. So my answer is more than 40,000. How much more? That's the question. There are three options which are more than 40%. So what I'll do is, I will take one value which is easy for me to calculate. Let me take 5%. 45% if I calculate, I'll see what happens. So remember, 10% is 4,000. 5% is 2,000. So 45% is 18,000. So my answer is very, very close to 45,000, 45% because I got already 18,000. I just need 750 more. So my answer should be very close to 45%. The closest value, so B is not your answer, C is not your answer, therefore you'll be left with your A. Don't calculate perfectly. Nobody is going to give you extra marks. You need to eliminate options. Use the 50% point, 10% point, 15% point. Use these points. Don't calculate blindly. It's bad. Harshad Mehta. Yeah, Harshad Gupta is talking about Harshad Mehta. Right, Pratik? Thanks for the confirmation. Well, this is your second question. I hope you understood. So if you notice, I did not calculate this. I just checked. Is it greater than 45? Is it less than 45? 40%, 5% pakado, 10% pakado. These are the points which will eliminate your options. Use that. Always in percentages, I do it that way. Let's go ahead. Third question. 60 seconds starting now. Ashish, that's a quick answer. Sanu, Khushbu, Dharmi, Thakkar. Acha, R option to hai nahi. That's good, Dharmi. Well, I will say you guys have been very quick. You have given the correct answers. The correct answer is option E. So monthly expenses of A, B, D. So D का हमने already निकाल दिया. 18,750 if you remember. They keep asking that again and again if you notice. Then A, 80% of 20,000 is 16,000. And B, 15% is the saving. So expense is 85%. 85% of 40,000. So 40K into 0.85. How much will this be? Just do 4 into 85. So 8 4s are 320, 5 4s are 20. Right? So it's 340. So 34,000. Done. So this is 0, 5, 7. So 750 ending में कौन सा option है? A की option है. खत्म. This also you don't have to do because there is only one option ending with 750. But anyway, you can do that. 6 plus 4, 10, 10 plus 8, 18, 3, 4, 5, 6, so 68,750 is your answer. Done? Again, if you notice these questions, even a person who is afraid of maths should do these questions. These are simple calculations. Okay? Next question. 60 seconds started now. Okay, Ashish has given an answer. He has retracted it. Dharmi Thakkar has given the answer, not retracting. Okay, Ashish, good. You realize your mistake. The correct answer is option D, not E. Remember, they're talking about more. That's the trap. So if you notice, expenditure of C and E, so 90% is expenditure, which is 45,000. And E, 70% is expenditure, which is 21,000. So the total expense is 66,000. This is how much more than the savings. So savings is 5,000 and saving here is 9,000. So savings are 14,000. So 66,000 divided by 14,000 when you do, you will get close to 452, 460, 470, something like that. It is actually 470 you will get. But that is how many times is A as a percentage of B. When you talk about more, you have to subtract whatever answer you get, you have to subtract -1 from it. That's the difference, right? If I say how much is A as a percentage of B, the answer is A by B. How much is A more than B? Then it is A minus B by B, which is A by B -1. That is a trap. People went for this E because they just divided. They forgot that the word more is used. So if you actually correctly do this, you'll get the answer as 371. So actually it is 471 -1. So 4 point something -1 is 3.71, which is 371%. I hope you guys understood this. Harshad, Ashish, very good. Dharmi, you did the calculation more or less correctly, but I think you missed out on the last part, which is the -1. Okay, let's move on. Last two questions in the set. 60 seconds have started now. Very good, guys. SG, Rishi, Khushbu, Ashish. The correct answer is option A. Quickly, let's take a look at it. Difference of monthly savings of D and E together. Once again, D. Expenditure. So 1/4 of 25,000 is the saving. So expenditure, if you remember, is 18,750. 18,750. So the remaining is 5,000, 6,250. This will be your saving. Then this is D. What about E? 30% of 3,000, 30% of 30,000 is 9,000. So you're talking about 15,250 is your total saving. And the monthly salary of A is 20,000. So what is the difference between these two? The difference between these two is 4,750. Again, damn easy. Do not miss your DI. I keep repeating, DI is scoring. Okay. Yeah, 15,250. So the difference is 4,750. I think SG, that's what you meant. 750 nahi bhai, 250 hai na? I think my calculation is right, I hope. Anyway, last question in this set. 60 seconds started now. Okay, 1 minute is up. I think Ashish got it correct. Sheikh Ishar, very good. Sanu आपने गलत किया. Harsh Gupta, sorry. It's wrong. SG is correct. So the correct answer is option B. So savings of B is what? 15% of 40,000. 15 fours are 60. So it is 6,000, which is a saving. And E is 30% of 30,000, which is 9,000. So total saving is 99,000 for both of them together. This as a ratio of expenses of C. C ka expense 90% of 50,000, which is 45,000. Okay, so did I miss something? Monthly savings. So 90, 9 5s are 45. Monthly savings of B and E. B is 40 into this is 6. And 3 into 3 is 9. 9 plus 6 is 15. Oh yeah, this is 15, not 9,000. So 15 goes 3 times. So 1:3. So 1:3 is your option number B. Done? Clear? Yeah, yes, 15K is my error. 9 plus 50 mein only 9 likh diya wahan pe. Thanks you. Thanks for the confirmation. Right, so this is how the questions have come. So this is how your DI questions can come. So guys, 2.5 to 3 minutes. Yes, Ashish, that is exactly what I'm saying. DI, search for DI, start with DI. If it is difficult set, that's okay, you can leave. But if it is an easy set, you'll finish off within 2.5, 3, even 4 minutes. Pakad lo yaar. 4 minutes, 6 questions. Damn good trade. Okay. Now, I have another set on DI, but let's not stick to another DI. I want you to look at questions on quant. Now, a lot of questions have come on number series. Simple number series. Take a look at it. This is a very straightforward question. What is the answer? And this came under, or rather this comes under logic quant. It's a question mark. Some of them call it quant, some of them call it logic. That's fine. Right, so it's an easy question. So you can see this is plus 7, this is minus 3, again plus 7. So it should be minus 3, then it should be plus 7. So if you do 23 minus 3, the answer is 20. That is the logic. Very, very straightforward. Right? Another logic question came like that. Let's move that. Okay, this is the type of question which I was talking about, approximation. 60 seconds bhi nahi chahiye iske liye, but I'll give you 60 seconds. Start and try to find out. 60 seconds has started now. Scroll down a little. Yeah. Great. So guys, the correct answer is option A. Here, firstly, what you need to understand. So here I'm going to spend a little bit of time trying to explain to you how to approximate. First, observe the answers. The answers are not very close. It's not like 354 hai, 356 hai. It's not like that. You have a decent difference. If you notice, there is at least 10 to 15 points difference between any two options, right? So the answers are fairly apart. Now look at how can you approximate. Do you need this 0.11 and do you need this 0.02? Kitna farak padega? 0.11% of 45. Even if I don't consider it, what is 0.1% of 45? 1% is 4.5. 0.1% is 0.45. So isko main phek bhi dunga, my answer will change by 0.45. 0.45. Whereas the differences here are plus or minus 10 to 15. So by throwing out this, it will not affect me. Similarly, isko main agar 500 bana dunga, will that affect my answer? Notice, how much am I changing my answer by? 60%. Kitna increase kar raha hu? 1. I'm increasing it by 1. 60% of 1 kitna ho gaya? 0.6. So if I approximate it, if I write it as 80% of 45 and 60% of 500, my answer will still be very, very close to what I want because I am not, my options are very wide away. The approximation which I'm doing will not affect my answer. It will be very close to my answer. That is what you need to realize about approximations. So when you're approximating, you should know the effect of your approximation. Broadly, you should have that idea. If you see that the options are very close, then even a small approximation can change your answer. But if you see that the options are wide, then you can take the liberty to approximate. So 80% of 45 is what? 0.8 into 45 plus 6 into 50. So 60% of 50 is 300. So this will be 8 5 is a 40, 0, 4, it was a 32, 33. So 33 plus this thing, so it will be 5 5 is a 44, 0, it was a 32, 36. So plus 36, so it will be 336. Approximately some decimal aayega, I'm not worried about it. Straight away my answer is option A. So approximation should be done quickly. I'm not counting on any kind of Vedic maths. What I'm doing is pure simple common sense. That's all. Right? So some of you might be expecting me to teach fast ways of calculations. I'm not getting into that. I'm only sticking to what frankly, I don't even want to get there. Right? So I will stick to only what I am comfortable doing, and you don't have to learn new ways of multiplication, new ways of division, new ways of percentage calculations just for this. Right? Let's go ahead. This is a question which is comparison. So I mentioned comparison questions on algebra have come. Look at this question. Your 60 seconds starts now. This is an interesting question. That's 40 seconds, 20 seconds more. I'm getting quite a few answers. Let us see. Okay, all of you are putting in C. यार आप लोग solve करके डाल रहे हो या एक दूसरे को देख के डाल रहे हो? I hope you guys are solving it and not using calculators. That's the most important part. You're cheating yourself if you're using calculator. Keep that in mind. Right, so 20 seconds, 1 minute up. Let's take a look at it. X equal to plus or minus 1 by 9. No doubt about this, because x square is 1 by 81. So x will be plus or minus 1 by 9. If you solve this, this is basically 3y minus 1 whole square. This gives you equal to 0, which gives you y equal to 1 by 3. There's no ambiguity here. Y is confirmed. Now they are asking you to compare x and y. Now some of you might be wondering, plus hai ki minus hai, doesn't matter. If it is plus 1 by 9, this is also less than 1 by 3. If it is minus 1 by 9, this is anyway less than 1 by 3. Jo bhi hai, always your y is greater than your x. Hence option C is correct. These kind of small traps are there aplenty in this paper. If you notice, no, they are not testing. So yes, I'm not expecting them expecting them to say that okay, you don't know how to solve this. They know you know how to solve, but they are creating this confusion of giving plus or minus in such a way that students get confused and mark. Some of them mark E in the exam, or not E, sorry. Either x equal to y or relationship between x and y can't be established. So people get confused, but then if you realize a bit carefully, you will see that plus hai minus hai farak nahi padne wala hai. The answer is always 1 by 3. 1 by 3 is greater than my plus or minus 1 by 9. That's the idea here. Okay. Let's take the next question. Try it out once again. 60 seconds starts now. Right, your 1 minute is up. This time I did not get many options, many answers. Only 3 of you have given. 2 of them are correct answers. The correct answer is option B. Let's take a look at why is it option B. So if you look at the first statement, 4x squared minus 15x plus 9 is equal to 0. Now if you try to factorize it, 9 4s are 36. So 36 can be split into two numbers, those numbers are 12 and 13. So you can write it as 4x square minus 12x minus 3x, sorry, not 12 and 13, 12 and 3, plus 9 equal to 0. This part will give me 4x common, x minus 3, minus 3 can be common, x minus 3 equal to 0. This gives me x equal to 3 or x equal to 3 by 4. There are two options. Okay, keep it aside. If you look at this straight away 4 3s are 12, so this is y minus 4 into y minus 3. So this will be y equal to 4 or 3. Now the problem is they are comparing x and y. Now look at it. If x is 3, then y can be greater than or equal to x, depending upon what is y. If x is 3 by 4, then definitely y is greater than x. So if you look at when x is 3, the answer is x less than or equal to y. If x is 3 by 4, then the answer is x is less than y. So a combination of these two you have to take because you don't know what is x. So if you take a combination of these two, it is union. Union means you will take the not just the common one, you're going to add it up together, which means it becomes x less than or equal to y, which is your option number B. Right? Is there any fast way instead of factorizing? I don't think there's any other fast way that I know of. Factorizing is the fastest way that I know. Okay? Okay, so here's a question based on, again, comparison. All these questions, comparison. Lot of questions have come on comparison. That's the reason why I'm putting these many questions here. 60 seconds starts now. Please try it out. Mr. Bin Laden, Sridharacharya method is basically the formula. You want to use that, you can use the formula, but factorization is faster than formula in my opinion. Okay, so 60 seconds are up. Let's see what the correct answer is. Quite a few of you are given A, but I think the answer is something different. Okay, the number of days taken by Anandita alone to complete the work is what we need to calculate. If Anandita and Yakshi together complete the work in 35 days, okay, so in one day they will be able to do 1 by 35 amount of work, which is 1 by Anandita plus 1 by Yakshi. This is what is given to you. Now they started working together and worked for 21 days. And after that Anandita left the work and the remaining work was completed by Yakshita in 24 days. So in 21 days, what will they do? 21 by 35 amount of work is done. This much is done. Now, who left? Anandita left. So, who is working? Only Yakshi is working. Yakshi is working for 24 days. So, 24 by y. Right? Because one day it is 1 by y. For 24 days, 24 by y. This should add up to one full quantity of work. So, what is your 24 by y? This is 1 minus 21 by 35, which is 14 by 35. 7 2s are, 7 5s are. 2 goes 12 times, so your y is 60. But remember, Yakshita is 60. They are asking Anandita, all of you. Now I know guys, you are copying each other. Ashish gave A. Sanu copied that A. Dharmi also said A. Either you guys are copying one another, basically looking at the screen, or the moment somebody is giving the answer, you are not waiting to check your own answer. Yes, that is the trap, Ashish. Okay, so y equal to 60, but this is not your answer. This is not what they are asking. Anandita, you need to find A. So 1 by 35 minus 1 by 60 is 1 by A. You need to find this quantity. So 60 and 35, how much would that be? 7 6 are, so 420. I can take the LCM, I guess. So 420, if I take the LCM, 35 2s are 70, 76 are, so this is 12, minus 67 are, so this is 5 by 420. This is 5 1s are 5 8s are 40, 84. So I will get A as 84. If I get A as 84, 84 and 80, what is the comparison? 1 is greater than 2. So be very careful, guys. That is a problem in MHCT. Firstly, they'll give you easy questions. Secondly, the time is less. Thirdly, they are traps. They are traps all over the place. Navigate carefully. Okay? Right. Sanu, you made a mistake somewhere. 25 is definitely wrong. Rooster G, yes, you can use the formula, bhai, but factorization is much more quicker than using the formula, in my opinion. Okay? Next question. 60 seconds started now. Yeah, that I understood. I understood that you're telling the formula, but I'm saying formula is there, but try not to use the formula because that will end up being a bit more calculation intensive than factorizing. That's all I meant. Okay? All right, only one answer and that is correct. Sheikh Ishar, very good, my friend. Ashish, nick of time, very good. Correct answers. The correct answer is option A. Let's take a look at why is it A. Now, number of unmarried females in the village, that is the quantity. So, quantity 1 is number of unmarried females. Population is 6400, 55% are males. So, 45% are females. This is your female population, 45% of the total. In this, 40% are married, which means 60% are unmarried. This is what you want. 60% are unmarried. So, two zeros cancel. So, 45 into 64 into 0.6. So, 45 into 6 kar do fatafat. 6 5 is 30, 0, 3, 6 4 is 24, 27. So, 2.27, so 27 into 64. This is your first quantity. Second quantity is this part. So simplify this, 256 into 25 divided by 16 plus 100 is equal to root of something. So 16 16s are 256, 16 into 25. Now remember, 25 4s are 100, 4 4s are 16. So this is 400. So 400 plus 100 is 500. 500 is equal to root of some y. So your y should be 25 and 2 more zeros, sorry. 25 0 0 0 0. So this is how much? 2,50,000. This is your quantity 2. This is your 2. What is your quantity 1? Is it more than lakhs? Just take a look at it. Don't waste your time calculating. Okay. So are you saying that this is 27 into 64? 27 into 64. In fact, if you do 64 into 100 also, you'll be getting 6400 only. You don't have to waste your time. So definitely this is not higher. So what you get is quantity 1 is less than quantity 2. 40 of 45%. Yeah, that's fine. You can take it. Ashish, I did it in a slightly different way. You did it in a different way. Calculation, that is. Method is the same. But calculation हमने cancellation अलग-अलग से किया. That's fine, not a problem. Okay, next question. Question number 20. Let's see. Your 60 seconds started. No answers? 60 seconds are up. Let's see what happens. So you have two investment schemes, A and B. This is for 2 years. This is for 4 years. Here it is 12%. Here it is 5%. Now guys, simple interest, whatever years and rate of interest is given to you, you can always convert into a case of single year. So if I want to convert this into 1 year interest, I will say this is 1 year, 24% interest. If I want to convert this into 1 year, this will be 1 year and 5 4s are 20% interest. So you can always convert multiple years of simple interest into 1 year scenario. That will be enough for you. So 1 year 24%, 1 year 20%, this is the easiest way to deal with it. Okay, it's the basic understanding of calculations is what is happening here. Because when you write PTR, this T and R is getting multiplied. So if I multiply and say P into 1, which is the time, and instead of rate being 12, if I write 24, it will not change. It is the same. So that is the meaning. When you multiply these two, you basically say that it's equivalent to 1 year 24%. Anyway, so let us say X. So you want to find invested amount in scheme A. So let us say X rupees is here. So 6,500 minus X rupees is here. So you basically are going to get X rupees into 0.24 for 1 year plus 6,500 minus X into 20%, 0.2. This should be equal to 1,460. So this will become 0.24x plus 65 into 2. 65 into 2 is 120, 130. So this is going to be 1,300 minus 0.2x equal to 1,460. So this and this will get cancelled. 0.04 is equal to, this will come over here, 160. This will give me x equal to 160, 2 more zeros by 4. So 4,000. And I want to find x. Keep it a good habit to always take the variable as the quantity that you want to find. Normally what happens is, the moment you get x, you think that is your answer. That's not a problem, provided you start with x, which is what you want. For example, in the previous question, Anandi and that Yakshi, you got Yakshi, but that is not what is asked. They were asked first Anandi. So make it a habit that your x variable is always what you want. So that the moment you get x, even if you don't check for anything else, that is okay. Because that is what you started off with. Okay? 6,500, see, if x rupees out of this total, if x rupees I put it in the first bank, the remaining I'll put it in the second bank. That's the meaning, Kushbu. Is that clear? So x rupees PTR in the first bank, 24% for 1 year. And this principal, 6,500 minus x, 20% in the second bank. The total should be 1,460. Kushbu, is that clear? Okay? Is that clear, guys? Right, let's move on. Before we move on, I want a quick response from all of you. Do you have time? Do you guys want to stay for another 10 minutes? I have 4 more questions. Should I take another 4 more questions? Will you stay? Are you guys enjoying this session? If yes, click on the like button as well as subscribe to the channel and the notification button, guys. Okay, others, can I have a quick round of responses? All of you. यार आशीष बार बार बोल रहा है yes, बाकी लोग तो आंसर करो. Okay, this is forceful. Yes, looks like. अभी 2 लोगों ने yes बोला है, बाकी सबको भी बोलना पड़ेगा. ठीक है. Anyway, let's quickly move on. This is a good question. Try it out. 60 seconds have started. Ashish, overdoing anything is not good. 40 minutes में लूँगा तो लोग मुझे मारेंगे. So we'll finish this PPT and I'll take another session. Don't worry. We have other sessions coming your way. But good, you are enthusiastic. That's nice. That gives me energy. Okay, 1 minute is up. I got, okay, Sheikh Ishar, very good. Correct answer. Dharmi, very good. Correct answer. The correct answer is option D, 80 liters. So let's take a look at why is it 80. So the quantity of milk and water is 8 and 3. So let us say actual quantity is 8x and 3x for milk and water. This is the actual quantity. Now 44 liters is gone. So total is 8 plus 3, 11x. From this 44 is gone. So 11x minus 44, this is gone. Okay. Now 18 liters of water is added in the mixture. So you're adding 18 liters. So you're basically getting, yes, so this will again be in the same ratio, 8:3. The concept that you need to understand here is when you take something out, the concentration doesn't change. For example, when you mix, let's say coffee or Bonvita or whatever you drink, and you take out some portion, what is gone and what is inside, the ratio will remain the same. The ratio of quantities will remain the same. So when you take out this 44, whatever is remaining will still be in that 8:3 ratio. Now to this 18 liters of water is added. And after adding 18 liters of water, you will get the ratio as 4:3. So this is one way of doing it. You can, what is the milk then? Milk will be 11x minus 44 into 8 by 11. This is how you deal with ratios. And your ratio of milk, therefore, water, therefore will be 11x minus 44 into 3 by 11. This ratio is plus, and this is milk and water, so plus 18. Right, because you're adding 18 liters of pure water. This ratio is going to be 4 by 3. So quickly this will get 4 times 11 again goes 4 times. So if you simplify the numerator, this will be x minus 4 into 8. In fact, let me write it in a different place. यहाँ पे space नहीं है. Yeah, I hope you can see this. Yeah, I can see this here. So 11, so x minus 4 into 8, that's the numerator, divided by x minus 4 into 3 plus 18. This is my 4 by 3. This equation is what you need to solve. You'll get your x. So 4 goes 2 times. Then cross multiply. So 6. So 6 into x. So 6x minus 6 4 is 24 is equal to 3x minus 12 plus 18. So that is plus 6. So this gives you 3x equal to 18 or x equal to 6. But that is not your answer. They are asking you what is the total quantity at the beginning. Find the quantity of milk in the beginning. So quantity of milk is 8 into x. 6 8s are 48, but that's not there. Did I make a mistake somewhere? Calculation error. Let me quickly check. X minus 4, 11 1s are 11, 11 4s are 44. So x minus 4 into 8 by 11 1s 11. 11, so x minus 4 into 3 plus 18. So 4 by 3, 4 goes 2 times. So 3 2s are 6, 6x minus 6 4 is 24 is equal to 3x minus 12 plus 18. So this is 6. So 3x is, oh sorry, this is 30. So x is 10. That's the error. Okay, so the answer is, so x is 10, so you want 8x, so this will be 80. If you notice this entire thing, once you form the equation, the remaining is easy. I mean, the cancellation is not so bad. By 11, while 11 is a bad number, it's getting cancelled very neatly. So ultimately what you're doing is one cross multiplication, that's it. So if you do this correctly in the exam, it should not take you more than a minute, whichever method it is. You can, in fact, Dharmi, you can also do this by replacement method if you know the replacement method correctly. Okay? I'm not adding 44 because directly I'm finding out 8x. So remember, I usually calculate x, or I put x where I want. So I will, and it's a good habit, I highlight what I want at the beginning. In fact, if you see me solving my paper, whenever I start a question, 8x, if x is the ratio, the common value that I took, 8x is what they're asking. Find the milk. So I will first highlight this and I'll underline this. That is by habit for me when I'm solving it in a paper and pen. Right hand top of that way. So यहाँ पे अगर मैं solve कर रहा हूँ paper में, this is where I write. If I start the next problem here, this is where I write. So I write right top bottom में I write what is asked, because I have given enough exams and I've made enough mistakes. answering something which they didn't ask me, marking something which they didn't ask me. मैंने बहुत कर चुका हूँ जिंदगी में. So hard learned lesson, always I spend that extra 3 seconds to do this. So my mistakes have come down. I'm sure quite a few of you like me follow me. Okay, well, last 3 questions quickly. This is a very easy question. Solve this please. This time I'll give you only 45 seconds, not 1 minute. Start, your time has started now. आशीष, you begin to make mistakes. छोटी छोटी गलतियां कर रहे हैं आप. Okay, time's up. The correct answer is option B. Let us say the length of the train is L. So speed is 54. So 54 into 5 by 18 gives me 15 meters per second. Okay. So now what they are saying is it crosses a platform of 210 meters. So L plus 210 by 15 should be equal to this. So what is your speed? Speed is distance by time. Time is distance by speed, which is 32. Because this is 32 seconds. So time is distance by speed. Now find the time taken by the train to cross a tree. Crossing a tree doesn't have length. So they're asking L by 15. So what do you get from here? L by 15 is equal to 32 minus 210 by 15. So 15 goes, 15 ones are 15, 6 0, 15 4s are. So 32 minus 14, this will be 18 seconds. That is your option number B. Once again, 30-45 seconds max. Okay, last 2 questions coming your way. Time starts now, 60 seconds, because it's a slightly lengthy question to read, not to solve. Solving is easy. So 60 seconds just to read and solve. Okay, 60 seconds done. Sheikh Ishar and Ashish Jha. Very good. Within time you have been able to solve this. Great. So I'm going to solve this question using an approach called unitary method. So what I'm going to do here is, I will take A, B, C. They can finish a work in 10 days, 12 days and 15 days respectively. So this is the number of days. So what I'll do is, I will take the quantity of work as the LCM of these 3. You can usually in this kind of an approach take the work amount as the LCM of these. So what is the LCM of 10, 12 and 15? Take a number. It doesn't have to be necessarily LCM. A number which is divisible by all 3. So 60. 60 is divisible by all 3. You can take 120 also. It will not change your answer. You'll still get the same answer. So I'll start with 60. So then let's say the work is 60 units. Obviously everybody is doing the same work. So everybody will do 60 units of work. Which means my efficiency. What is efficiency? The formula is work is equal to days into efficiency, which means my efficiency should be work by days. So 60 by 10 is 6, 60 by 12 is 5, 60 by 15 is 4. So the efficiency of A, B and C is 6, 5 and 4 respectively. Now you need to do 60 units of work. You need to do 60 units of work, but A and C started working together. So 6 plus 4, 10. A and C, this is A plus C. But they worked only for 3 days. Okay? A and C started the work together, and after working for 3 days, A left. C works alone for the next 3 days. So the next 3 days, C is working alone. C is 4. So 4 into 3. This is only C. And then B joined C to complete the remaining work. So when B and C join, it is 9, but number of days is D. This D is not what I want. What I want, in how many days the total work was completed. So make it a habit. What is my habit? My habit should be D plus 3 plus 3. So I want my answer as D plus 6. This is what I want to calculate. So when I find D, I will not be in a hurry to mark that as the answer. So now, what is this? So 60 is equal to 30 plus 12 plus 9D, or 42. So 42, so 18 is equal to 9D, or my D equal to 2. Thankfully 2 is not there. Usually people, before they answer none of these, they'll be a bit more cautious. Agar my examiner hota and I want to trap you, I'll put 2, 3, 4, 5, something like that. So 2 will always be there as an option. Anyway, so this is not what I want. I want 8. 6 plus 2, 8. That is my answer. Right? Last question, guys. Here's a question. Pause the video. Sorry, this is not the video. There's nothing there to pause. 60 seconds. Your time starts now. "60 seconds up. Mr. Laden, you're wrong. That is not D. The correct answer happens to be C, 35. So let's see what is the way forward for this. Why is this the correct answer? But guys, before I solve the last question, if you like the session, please click on the like button. Share this with your friends so that they can also get the benefit of it. And I'll hopefully see you in the next session. Anyway, so a bag contains a certain number of green and pink balls. So green and pink, they are in the ratio 2:3. Let me take 2x and 3x. Quantity. Okay. 2 balls are randomly drawn from the bag and the probability that both the balls are pink. So what is the probability that both balls are pink? So first ball is pink. So that is 3x by 5x. That's the probability. Now, next ball also has to be pink. So if next ball is pink, it is 3x minus 1. One ball is less. And I want total. From the total also one ball is less. So it is 5x minus 1. This probability is given to you as 6 by 17. So this gets cancelled anyway. So cross multiply. 3 goes 2 times. So if you cross multiply, 17 3s are 51x minus 17 equal to 50x minus 5 2s are 10 minus 10. So this gives you x equal to 7. If x equal to 7, you want total of 5x. So 7 5s are 35. That's it. So if you understand probability decently, this is a 30-second question. Not more than that. Okay. So friends, I hope you enjoyed the session. We are starting with CAT 2022 comprehensive program. If those of you who are thinking about CAT 2022, please reach out to us. But otherwise, all the best for your preparation. I will see you soon in the upcoming sessions about MHCT once again. All the best, and I hope you have a great exam. Thank you.